Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Tuesday, November the 6th, and this is the market overview, and this is election night. So, good luck to whoever it is that you voted for, and hopefully they won't put the screws to us, even though no matter who it is, I'm sure they will. Um, Anyways, on to the show. So, today, very nice day in the market. Dow up 133 points, which is really nice, and it's kind of surprising that people would get in that much before the results of the election are known. So, but I'm not going to complain. Last couple of videos, we said that the bulls were not finished. Certainly, they had taken a good hit to the jaw, but that they were not done. Today doing, better than I would have thought. But hey, that's cool. Getting back inside the descending channel today. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Beyond that, we've been watching the MACD histogram move on up. We're just waiting for it to really take hold. Is today the time? Certainly could be. We're not underway with a bullish cross yet, but at least the distance is closing. The RSI up, CCI up, the stochastics up. Just waiting for the 14-day RSI moving average to make its decisive move up, get its uptick. We have not had that as of yet. Yeah, look how low it is. So, anyways, nice day. Working off the bottoming area in the heat map. So we need more movement to the upside. We need to stay inside of this channel so that it can really mean something again and be support, not resistance. But we'll definitely see that over the next couple of days, whether or not it holds or not. And let's see. So the daily, absolutely looks good. It's looked good before, and we saw what happened. So we just need to make sure that it doesn't happen again. But and it did make a very slight new recent high, which is bullish. So very nice. All right, going on to the 60-minute. All right. So we can see here the very nice move all the way from down here, popping back up, extremely nice. A little bit of a retreat by the end of the day, but really not bad. 60-minute time frame though, is it overcooked? Yeah, it looks like it needs a secondary reset, or at least a partial. Stochastics are moving down. The MACD histogram is sloping down. The CCI is ticking down. We had a topping area which was resolved and worked off by the end of the day. But, there's news overnight. So, could we just shoot up tomorrow because of the news? Yes. Could we crap out tomorrow because of the news? Yes. If it was left to stand just on its own merits, yeah, it would need a pause. It would need a secondary reset or a partial. Which would be a little bit to the downside, I would imagine, somewhere about 13,200. But, yeah. And tomorrow is also the huge, I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow, austerity vote for Greece. And that sucker is, that would move the markets all by itself if there wasn't an election. So now we have election and the Greek vote, hitting at the same time. So tomorrow's going to be crazy. I guess I just shouldn't read too much into the 60-minute. Moving on to, I'm going to look at the Dow Jones Transports. This one, we've noted in the past, sometimes leads the overall Dow and SPX. And look at that. Not only has it made a new recent high today, all this area where we've had some problems on the Dow, it's blown all of those away, and is coming up on the recent highs. This looks pretty darn positive, especially if it can break these previous highs. So if it does that, we could have a really good tell. And yeah, there's plenty of them here. We've got a set of 2 right here, and going back further to June, July, we have a set of 2 there. So there are plenty of places for it to stop or reverse for a little bit, but it's good. It's good to go up here and challenge these areas. Beyond that, definitely have a topping blip in the heat map. We worked off one a few days back, and are right back to doing that again, but it made a new high. So that's the difference. Everything moving up, and the daily still looks very nice. Just have to wait and see when it gets a tick of some sort that will cause us to know that it has problems forthcoming or consolidation forthcoming. But anyways, daily, not bad, and certainly a possible positive tell for the short term. Moving on to SPX, last night we said that this didn't look so bad. Not as bad as the Dow. Almost getting to the halfway mark of the big red candle, and testing and backing away from the descending trend line of this channel, bottom of the channel. Today, getting right through it. Excellent. Not making a new recent high, unfortunately, but coming close. Beyond that, what do we have? Well, we need to stay inside the channel, obviously. And most things are ticking up. MACD histogram, CCI, almost, not quite. We do have disagreement in the stochastics. We have the CCI ticking up. And the 14-day RSI moving average is going sideways. So in that regard, better than the Dow. Daily looks good. We just have to maintain inside the channel. That's all that matters. Moving on to the VIX. Last night, spinning top, not a new recent high. We're kind of curious if it could beat any of them. And today, falling back down, once again below the 200-day moving average after it gapped above it. We do have a blip in the heat map, suggesting a problem, disagreement in the stochastics, but everything else pretty much is trying to go down. Well, 14-day RSI moving average is still going up, but CCI down, RSI sideways, MACD histogram down, MACD itself down, looking for a bearish cross really soon. If we do get that, then we do have a series of lower highs, and it'll be all about making a new recent low just below $16 in the very short term, in which case, if we do, it should be going back to just under 15, or right at 15. No, just under 15. That would be a great move in the overall market. And TNA. Cool. Very nice. We've been watching how this one has stayed in the channel, how it has tested repeatedly the 200-day moving average, now bouncing off of it once again, beating the midpoint of the big red candle, not yet getting to the top of it. This is fine, absolutely fine. Everything moving up, with the exception of the fast stochastic. Daily looks strong. Nothing in the heat map to suggest that we have a problem at this point. So, do I like this? Absolutely. Can we get to the top of the channel? Absolutely. Can we break out of the top of the channel? Oof. Now, there is a really good question. I would halfway expect it to go up, get out of the top, probably get some people to go long because it's broken, and stop right about here, have a little bit of a retrace to throw everybody off, maybe a back test of the upper channel, maybe a pierce, and then hopefully go on up. But we'll see. That's a lot of speculation. And UUP, the dollar. Yeah, very nice. Last night we had Doji Star right near the upper Bollinger Band. We said that that was a possible problem and that very extended. Today gapping down slightly, ending with another Doji Star, which is not a great sign either. Still a topping area in the heat map, and we're waiting for everything to roll over, which it is being very reluctant about doing. So most things still pointing up, RSI and CCI being the only two that have already started to roll over. We need to see everything else, most notably the MACD histogram, to get a downtick to confirm that this is going to go down. And what would be healthy at this point would be a gap fill of all of this and a retest of the little upper wedge line that we've been watching for so darn long. And what'll matter at that point is how it interacts with it. So it's too early. And going on to, I should look at FXE. FXE, we want to get stronger for the bulls. We know the long-term moving average bar is here. We know that it should suck it back into itself. We would be watching to see if that can get above the 200-day moving average once again. That'll be the really important part. We do have a gap fill above that. Beyond that, still bottoming area, and we're just waiting for everything to tick up, just like UUP, which the CCI and the RSI is already doing. But the daily, yep, doesn't look bad, at least in the short term. Comp Q, the NASDAQ. You know, this one was looking better than most things last night. It didn't have a bad day today, beating the middle of the big red candle. But yeah, not as strong as I would really like. That's all right. We have a lot overnight going on, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Looking for a bullish cross on the MACD. MACD histogram still moving up. Been watching that this whole time. CCI going up, RSI going down. Stochastics mixed. 14-day RSI moving average still going sideways. So very precarious at this point. Very precarious, very important, and not as strong as I would like it to be, but maybe that'll fix itself tomorrow. Going on to Apple. Now here's the big disappointment for the day. If Apple had been up good, the market would have been even better. But it's just not meant to be. Bearish engulfing the real body of yesterday's candle. We know that there is a bubble here. We were hoping that we'd get an uptick. It did not happen. Retreated from the 200-day moving average once again. Bottoming area continues in the heat map, and with the exception of the CCI ticking up and the MACD histogram ticking up, everything else is still either holding low or ticking down. So not what I want to see, but when this one finally does get a bid, I mean, I think it'll blow out the 200-day moving average in, like hot knife through butter. I wouldn't even be surprised if an uptick is resolved on the same day when Apple decides to pop. So just waiting game. I hope we're not waiting long. And GE trying to get a better read on the Dow. We said that it didn't look too bad last night. We've been looking for the uptick target to resolve itself, and oh, it did it today. How about that? That's exactly where the top of the shadow ends. So that's resolved. Upticks work. And what do we have today? We have an inverse hammer at the top of a range, not the candle that we want to see. That makes it look iffy. Beyond that, most things are ticking up. 14-day RSI moving average still has decent angle of descent, so that's not good. CCI up, stochastics up, RSI sideways, MACD histogram up, MACD up, and still a good distance away from a bullish cross. This is not what I would really like to see. This is very iffy, and now that we have the uptick target resolved, we have to see what it wants to do next, and hopefully that'll be a tell So once again, tomorrow, massively important. JP Morgan, most important bank. What do we have? Well, we said last night it didn't tell us much of anything. We had a hammer, or hanging man, I mean, not at the top or the bottom of a range. The secondaries weren't telling us very much. It did have a nice positive day. It is a spinning top. It is not at the top of a range. We do have a blip in the heat map. Most everything is trying to tick up. We do have a couple holdouts with the RSI ticking down, fast stochastic ticking down, 14-day RSI moving average going sideways. So this one is also pretty iffy, but the best thing about this one is it's close to a recent high. If it can bust that out tomorrow, then that would be very positive. We do have the previous important high just above that. So is there resistance? Yes, there should be at 43.5. So not exactly what I would like to see, but it's not terrible either. We will see. And XLF, the financials as a whole, just like JP Morgan, didn't have a good handle on it yesterday. It was very nice today. As a matter of fact, nope, it challenged the recent high exactly. So we have to close above today's high, and that will be a really positive sign. But we do have resistance just above that, so something to be aware of. Everything else is identical to JP Morgan, with the exception of the RSI going sideways instead of a downtick. And we do have a blip in the heat map for a topping area. So, very important tomorrow. Very important. And I think that that's going to be about it for tonight. The news is going to rule. And NDEs do not care about charts. So, tomorrow will be interesting. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you very much.